Hello. Hello there. How are you doing? It's been a while since I've been streaming. I was meant to be streaming yesterday, but unfortunately, like 5 minutes before I was meaning to start, I was just feeling the worst. Thankfully, I'm feeling a lot better today. And you know, that is what life is. I'm fairly excited, honestly, to go back to the Farfetch hunt. It has been a while since I've been doing it. Mostly thanks to, you know, there was the spooky hunts of last month. And yeah, thankfully I'm indeed good, doing quite fine today. Nothing too bad indeed. Feeling a little sleepy because there is again, like, for whatever reason, there's the construction work going somewhere in the house. And it's bothering me. I can't sleep. Sometimes I would just wish, because for whatever reason, as I've been saying, they don't like do a full day of work there. They do only like for a few hours. I would just wish that they would be doing like a few full days and be done with it. Because it's just bothering me that like starts at like 10 a.m. and then they stop at like around this time sometimes. So it's like only 3 hours. Like, what do you mean? Hello there. What are you doing? They were gonna be continuing the far-fetched hunt indeed. Galarian one, of course. I can't really be hunting the Cantonian one in this game without eggs. I'm doing quite fine. Apart from not sleeping too well because I was having a rude awakening from the construction work or whatever is going on. The other thing that bothers me about is that no one ever said that it's gonna be going on. Usually there is some sort of information, hey, now in a few days there's gonna be, for a while there's gonna be construction work or whatever my thing's going on. But for whatever reason this time, no. Like, it would have been nice to know, so like I would have expected that I would be getting rude awakenings early in the morning. But yeah. I'm hoping that we will be able to get 600-ish encounters. That would be very nice. Would be very nice indeed. I mean, that should be about right, but I'm not gonna be pushing myself today because indeed I wasn't feeling the best yesterday, so if I feel like stopping, I will be stopping, of course. Health is indeed important. I'm indeed very excited. I don't know why. Like yesterday when I was thinking that, hey, I want to do the Farfetch hunt, I was like, yeah, I want to really do it. Because, you know, I'm not always having the feeling that I really want to do a hunt, you know. Like, really, really want to do the hunt. But this one I'm very fairly and very excited. It could be because I haven't done, like, overall shiny hunting in a good while. That could be, like, partly the reason. It could be indeed. Did indeed, the last time that I was streaming, I did indeed finish off the Detective Pikachu. It's a fun game indeed. But yeah. Today will be certainly a day. But yeah. If we could be able to get to 1k today, it would be very nice. Very much appreciated indeed. But then again, that would be meaning that I would need to be getting fairly lucky and be getting 100 of these in an hour, which is more or less the phase that I usually get them in. But then again, you can sometimes always be unlucky. There's literally nothing that I can do about it. Usually on Tuesdays I would be doing the Alpha Gudra hunt, but I was thinking that I was so excited to do this yesterday, why not to do it today? Why not to do it today? I can do it another day if I'm feeling like it. Lately, my usual schedule anyways, I've been a little bit out of the out of the ordinary, but it is what it is, you know, life is what it is, and there's a little bit nothing that you can do about it. I'm definitely not thinking that we would be getting a face today, though. I think that that would be quite unlikely. For me to be getting a face today, it would be very much under odds. And the last one for this one has been very much under odds indeed. I mean, I'd mind if I would be getting something, but but I'm being realistic, I guess. Also, first Farfetch check of the day. Of course, as per usual, even though I'm still not gonna be doing it for the increased shiny odds when it is indeed having the aura. I will be KOing you. I have it in full, but I just want the extra chance for another Farfetch to be appearing. A doobie. Yeah, and usually when I'm doing this, I will be also switching my switching my time setting to be a little bit later on the day. I couldn't be bothered with it for today. I just couldn't be bothered with it, honestly. And why not be at the correct time? It doesn't honestly matter. I just prefer the nighttime ones. Do be like that. I just couldn't be bothered indeed. But yeah, hopefully indeed everyone is having a good day today. As I said, I'm feeling okay myself today, at least a little better than yesterday. And the only unfortunate part is indeed that I didn't sleep too well because there's a lot of noises this morning. Which is also interesting that there wasn't any noise yesterday. Like, none at all, like construction noises. Which I find odd. Because you know, Mondays are usual work days, last time that I checked. And today should be Tuesday. So I did find that interesting. That's why I kind of thought that they would be done with it as well. But yeah, I'm okay indeed. I don't know what was the thing yesterday. For whatever reason, like I was feeling fine and everything, then I was like starting to eat, and then for whatever reason I was just like, nope, I don't want to eat. But the problem is that, of course, like my bad feeling that I don't want to eat could be could be coming from that I need to eat because, you know, I'm too hungry. Isn't life fun that way? The thing that you're supposed to be doing is not what your body wants to be doing. Yeah, it do be what it do be. It do be like that indeed. But yeah, don't know what was said about indeed. It could be something that I did eat on Sunday, because there was a lot of things that I did eat on Sunday that weren't normal. Because, you know, we did have indeed Father's Day on last Sunday. So I did like eat something at like my father's place. It was honestly like quite a nice place to be in. Because it was indeed one of the few times in like the recent years that all of the siblings were there. Because, you know, life is what it is. You can't always be there, you know. It is like that indeed. But yeah. We shall see indeed. When that will be happening next. It's quite unlikely that it will be happening on Christmas, because my sister usually likes to be going on vacations on Christmas time. So there is that. Oh, it's another Farfetch. That is a popular spot for Farfetch today, I see. It's the third one. But it's the only spot so far that there has been a Farfetch in. Is it that it is only 28 encounters? Yes, but still. But still, indeed, you know. What did do we? Yeah. Was also like there was like one of like cheese snacks like Cheetos, or there was like a thing like that that was sold, and I was like interested to test them out. And I'm also assuming that that was causing my my stomach issues yesterday. Is that they were like ridiculously salty. They were ridiculously salty. Like, I couldn't be eating like any of it. Which is a shame. I of course I don't want to be wasting things, but at the same time, like, you know, it was a pain to eat them, so I would rather throw them away than eat them, you know. They were like fine otherwise. They were just like super salty. And like, I like salty things, I don't mind them, but like too salty is too salty. I mean, it's with everything, too much is too much, you know. But hey, you know, you live, you learn. You gotta test new things to see if you like them or not. It do be like that. And thankfully also, even though it has been over a week already at this point, I'm still thankful that the catch, she did have some problems. She is doing quite fine indeed. Yeah, it is nice indeed. Yeah. Also, a very fun, not fun thing happened yesterday. I kind of knew it already, but since I have a like quite old 3DS, I've told many stories about that specific 3DS. But yeah, I have an old one, so you know it's not in the best condition, and I did buy it like used and stuff. I knew that there was the issue with camera. I don't know what it is about it that is the issue, but there is certainly issues, you know. But yeah. Yesterday, like, it turned to be like a little bit more of an issue than usual, but thankfully there is ways to fix it. And I managed to fix it, and I'm very glad about it. It unfortunately, since you know it is indeed old and stuff like that, the unfortunate part is that it only works if it's in flat surface. It only works, you know, when it's in flat for surface. It seems to be going quite fine. There's still some issues with it. Thankfully not too much. It's, you know, more of an issue with games that need the camera to be working straight away, since it takes a little while for the camera to be starting working. Like, not too long, like few seconds. But yeah. Doobie what it doobie, you know? So now the Swirlix. Swirlix. Everyone loves the funny Swirlix. I do feel, as I said, I like both Swirlix and Spritzy. I don't know which one I like more. I know, like, a lot of people have the problem with emojis, which is, you know, fair enough. But I don't even mind it at all. But yeah, I don't know which one I like them like more, because I like them both. The only thing that I still don't like about them is that they are stupid trade evolutions that require a certain item. Which also, for whatever reason, makes me kind of think that like Swirlix and Spritzy can't really be in like Legends Arceus kind of games. It could be because like I see them to be like new things, and as I said, I don't personally want that we would be having like space-time distortions to be a thing in the DL or in the next like Legends game. Because I would like there to be, you know, more of a unique story and such. You know, things like that. Also, I don't know why, but I want to check out my Pokeball situation. I should be having a decent amount of them, but no hurry on checking them out yet. Lot of Premier balls. Also, one thing that I did learn relatively recently is that you, like, where you acquire fastball in this game. Like, I wasn't aware of it. I mean, fair enough, you know, because, you know, they're like kind of special Pokeballs, so of course it's like more or less hard way to get them, you know? More or less, indeed. Also, I think there may or may not be a certain cat that has been walking over me during the nighttime. My suspicions is because I have a scar. And you know, the cat would be having something to do with it. No, just maybe. Yeah, I want to destroy you. Most definitely. Oh, I can do the quick one. Nice. Love the siege. Do the quick one if if I remember how to do the very complicated quick one, which is just to encounter this as soon as possible and KO it, which means that I'd just be able to be getting straight away spawns. I don't honestly know if it's even called that, but I'm calling it that. I'm calling it that indeed. So now, as long as these two want to spawn in, I will be having the thing that it is indeed called. Very fast spawns. And who wouldn't love it? I love it indeed. But yeah. I'm not completely sure what I'll be doing like this. Oh. Week and such. In the records that I would like to do like one hunt in the Alpha Goodra, you know, if I'm feeling like it at all, and of course over the weekend this time, since I don't have a game I want to, you know, complete and such. I would like to do some funny things that is indeed called Evil Hall, aka Dynamax Adventures. But hey, let's see how this week builds up. As I said, health is indeed important, so if I for whatever reason I'm gonna be feeling down, then, you know, I will be taking that to be no important as such. But since I technically did have a day off yesterday, even though it was more like a sick day for me, I could be like streaming this week like until Sunday every single day, but as I said, we shall see. We shall see indeed. But as I said, nothing wrong with having some break and such. As I said, it is like very helpful for me, like with shiny hunting, that since I haven't really been shiny hunting in such a long time, which is like a week actually. At least in stream, I have been doing a little bit of shiny hunting offline, but not too much, honestly. Like, honestly, I haven't been doing too much because I've not been feeling like it, and also, like, as I said, breaks are nice. It rarely makes you want to be doing the things more, which, you know, makes sense as such, but it is still sometimes surprising what, like, a little break can do. Such wonders indeed. And it could be because, you know, I was not feeling too well yesterday, that usually, you know, my day offs, they are not really chill days. So, like, yesterday was indeed quite actually like a chill day for me as well. As I said, it could be like something to do that I was feeling, you know, not the best. It could be indeed. It's, you know, fair enough. As a Sunday definitely wasn't really a day off, like chilling a day off. It was like 10 hours of not being at home or something like that. It was quite tiring, and you know, like, I'm the type of person that, you know, the socializing thing in person, I get very tired of it. I do. Oh, now that I think about it, I might be having a day off at some point this week because we most likely will be going ahead and seeing the elderly people as well. It is indeed quite likely, but we shall see. We haven't like fully figured out what we're gonna be doing. But if I do, I do, you know. Nothing wrong with it. Want to exhaust myself anyways. Also, school is going quite nice. I've almost completed the one course that I need to complete before I can start like the graduation process for that. I'm pretty sure right now there should be only one part that is not like checked for that, and I think I will be messaging the teacher that is in charge of that like next week, or like this week, like at the end of the week. I know that she has a lot of things going on right now, but still, you know. Because I would like to say that there should be a decent amount of like what is it, the things that they want to be like the students want that teacher to be watching that should be checked at least 6 weeks before you like would like to graduate, you know, but thankfully I've already done that. But I would like to say that there would be a decent amount of them to be watching right now. Thankfully, right now there is not such an issue from what I have heard. Since there was like years back, I don't know how many years, but there was years back, there was the thing that you could only graduate like on certain days of the year. And you like would in certain situations you would really like need to plan out them, you know. But in this situation that I'm in right now, it seems like it has switched into the that we can graduate at any time, as long as the dude that is in charge of it like is working in like, you know, not in a break, which is very nice. It gives a lot of freedom, not really need to be so stressed out on things and such. Oh, it's gonna be random? Yeah, it's an Esper. Very weird cry because I'm not used to hearing that cry, but it's quite nice. It is a strange cry anyways. They do be indeed. Was one thing that I was so fairly surprised about today was that this is my boyfriend needed to be going ahead and watching the dogs that, you know, his parents own. That the cat has been pretty chill about it. You know, being only with me as such. Which is quite unusual because for some whatever reason, she gets usually quite upset about it. But nothing wrong with it. First I understand, and you know, should you be missing in the but yeah. Oh yeah, it should be, if I remember correctly, it should be exactly 1 month away, the next part of the DLC. Interesting. Pretty sure it was 4th of December. This I'm fairly certain that it wasn't during this month anyways. Did you or not? It's another Swirlix. Swirlix. Wouldn't love to be having a Swirlix. Yeah. 4th of December indeed. Oh, of course, indeed, as I said, I will be playing it then. I will indeed. Yeah, the only thing that I would wish from the Indigo disc is that I would wish that, even though I know that, at least from what I have seen from the trailers and such, it is quite heavily based on, like, you know, battling and such. I'm just hoping that it's not too much though. Because I'm not too, like, big of a fan of it. I don't mind it, but at the same time I don't know how to do it, like, well. You know? So I'm hoping that there's not gonna be, like, story-wise, there's not gonna be, like, too much going on with that there, you know? You know, we shall see indeed. I'm personally more hoping for that it's gonna be the case with the thing. The thing, you know, the funny thing that everyone loves. Yeah, I would personally would like to just that it will be the case that it's just going to be that they are gonna be just adding new features. They're not gonna be the main focus, you know. I mean, I don't mind if there's gonna be like battles. Of course, I think that they are part of the Pokemon game anyways, but it's just not the biggest focus for me personally. As I said, I don't really know how to do them, and I'm not the biggest fan of each. Even though it's one of the biggest things on Pokemon games anyways. Or at least how I see it. There's two big things in Pokemon games. It's collecting Pokemons, and then there's battling. I see it to be like that indeed. There's only two weekly things indeed. And you just absolutely love when you get a notification of something, usually from games. And the notification itself doesn't make any sense. Because I just got a notification on a game that find the repeating numbers. Like, do you mean the like two that are right next to each other? Or do you mean that, you know, if there is a like overall one more than one of them? Because I will say that there was every single every single number were like there twice. So I'm kind of assuming that it would be the case that they want just like if there's two right after each other once. No, we're making the most amount of sense, but then again, you never know. Absolutely love the notifications that don't make any sense. Like, why wouldn't you be liking the things? That is indeed one of the reason why I usually will be making if it's not like actually important for the game, I will be turning off the notifications inside the game. I only result into like saying no to the notifications like from the phone side. If it's going to be one of those that like at least like 4 times a day will be giving you the notification. Thankfully that has been getting better though, because I did have like an app or whatever that like did give me notifications like here is 5 of the same exact one at the same time. I'm very glad that those are fixed though. Thankfully the thing is, because they like happen at the exact same time, there is the good thing of I'm not gonna be getting like actually having, you know, the noise to be appearing more than once. If they would be a little bit more off, then I would be needing to be hearing the, you know, the sound again and again. But hey, doobie buddy doobie. One thing that comes to my mind is that I sometimes get bothered with that it happened indeed on this Sunday, is that, you know, people live in different schedules. It's more of the thing that if you are like a night person and you know, like to stay awake for like long, it's more of that, you know. And then they're like, what are you doing, you know, doing these things so late in the day? But then again, isn't the main thing to be getting them done though? Isn't that the main thing? Well, that'll be the main thing indeed. But then again, people live different lives. It's not like I get bothered by people doing things early in the day because I understand, you know, people have different lives, but it definitely didn't like feel nice that my sister was like, you do things this late during the day, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I don't live in the same schedule as you know. I didn't actually say it, but like, it's just this like, I just think that it's so common nowadays that, you know, it's not just like everyone lives in the same schedule. I don't think at all. I mean, of course, like it hasn't really always, like in any ways, like never been a thing that people always live in the same schedule. Because, you know, there's some jobs that you need to be doing at night and such. But like, it has become like more of a thing nowadays that like people like to do things like in like usually like later in the day than usual. And like, I guess the biggest thing is that because, you know, there is some 24/7 stores. Like, I can go in the middle of the night to the store if I would like to. And, you know, why wouldn't I if I need something in the middle of the night? And also, like, what if I'm busy during the day? I know that like all of my family pretty much is the type of like persons that like to wake up very early into the day. And I'm the one that likes to just sleep. I mean, I have my reasons of course, but like there's nothing wrong with it. Like that is like why I'm bothered by each. Because, like, I still can get things done. Isn't that the main point? Because, like, most of my family, like, do be working, you know... from, like... I don't know, what could I say, like... At latest to from, like, 10 in the morning to, like... 4 in the afternoon, you know? It depends, but I don't actually know like some of their schedules. But like my main point is that they don't usually do like evening sushis and stuff like that, apart from my father, who is very much doing them. He like does very variety of times, like when he do be working, which results sometimes that he's gonna be having quite a good amount of days off in a row, because, you know, working too much otherwise. Yeah, I guess I just find it strange, especially nowadays, that people just are judging if you are indeed more of a night person. But then again, as I said, I can still get things done. What's wrong with it? Oh yeah. Doobie. I don't think that I could ever be the person that, even if I would be like working, you know, that I would be able to wake up early in the morning every single day. Even if I don't have a schoolwork, whatever. I could never be that kind of person. And the weirdest— oh, Joy-Con reconnected, cool. And the weirdest thing is that I have been like this for quite some time, and it has never really been an issue for me. Like, surely was I a little bit more sleepy in school? Yeah. But, you know, still, it's doing quite fine. Did still, as I said, I did get everything done. And I guess also the thing that why I find it weird that my family, like, overall isn't like too happy with my schedules and everything is that because I know so many people that are fine with it, you know, because they understand that, you know, some people are different. There is nothing wrong with it, because my problem is that I can't actually fall asleep easily if it's too early. Like, I just can't. Like, what can I do for it? Nothing. I can't really do anything for it, unfortunately. No, it do be what it do be. But then again, I completely understand those people that want to be going bed early. Oh yeah, one thing that I'm very much looking forward into is that around Christmas I will most likely be able to help someone move. Most likely, indeed. The thing that I'm actually like kind of looking forward to it in one way, because every single time that I have moved in my life, there has been stairs on either in both ends or on one end. And in there, it doesn't seem like we necessarily need to be using them. I'm pretty sure that there's an elevator in one of in one side, and the other side just it's fine to, you know, leave them downstairs. And I mean, I guess the more thing that I'm just looking forward to it because I don't need to be going up like too many stairs. Because I will say that I don't enjoy stairs. And like carrying something that weighs a lot. I don't. Of course, I'm happy to help. The best that I can, you know. But yeah, definitely gonna be helping those dudes out if they will be moving then. It should be like pretty much guaranteed that they can move in like around like Christmas time indeed. But it's like the day is not the most certain, like when they're actually gonna be, you know, moving. But hey, at least I know that. At least I know that indeed. Unfortunately, that does mean that I can't really do too much of, you know, daily bird hunting during then, but I'll figure something out. I'm honestly not too sure in which area I will be doing it. I probably will be just checking if there is any area, like daily, like a place that I could be hunting it. Like literally any area, I don't care, like is it in Ground Tundra, I don't care, it's if in the wild area, you know. And wild area I'm meaning like the mainland. Yeah, we shall see. Most of the time there is nothing that comes out of it, of course, but yeah. The thing is, of course, if it does extend like person that I would be liking, I can always switch it to another face on the funny dude called Arumacom. Always do that indeed. Always extend it on each, you know. So I want to check out on one thing. As soon as these two ones to spawn in. So I was thinking that what if I would be getting the delivered like somewhat, you know, easily? Because I'm kind of thinking that that could be like a thing that I would be doing, like, you know, every year. Kind of what I will be doing probably with my pumpkin hunts as well, because, you know, I would like to get all the sizes and I would like to also get also sizes for the evolution. So yeah. I'll be waiting there indeed. I was just thinking, where is available? It's there. So I wouldn't mind things in there. Oh. Ducks. I guess I will be knocking you down then. I think that will be the case. So there's another one that did spawn in indeed. Because I don't know why, but I'm kind of interested in doing the... as I said, I want to do a smooch hunch. Same place is delivered, also available in the funny game that it is indeed called the Ultra Games, aka Ultra Sun and Moon. Speaking of which, it's fear that there is like some... as you know, Pokemon games. Shocking, I know. It's Pokemon games. But you know there's like the... yeah, shorter way to be saying, like, especially like spelling games. It's just this interesting to me that, of course, when you're speaking, it's easier to be saying actually like the names of the games instead. Like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, instead of saying, you know, what it is being shortened to, if you would like to, just, you know, spell it. I think for me, probably the only one that I like to say, as you know, the shorter one is PDSB. It could be because the names are like so long compared to like usual Pokemon games. And even remakes are like fairly long, you know. And I mean, some will be like the shortened versions of the games. They are harder to, you know, say than others. I guess that is also like why it is easier to usually just say the names of the games instead. There's more or less like the one-offs, like Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee, that I usually just say Let's Go. Or right now with only one Legends game, I either say Legends or Arceus usually. I mean, if I would like to be fancy, I say both of them, but actually I use all of them quite a bit. Arceus probably the least, because, you know, it is the name of a Pokemon. Yeah. What it do be. I don't know why, but I would like to do a stupid thing. I would like to get a bunch of different forms of Magikarp in Magikarp Chomp. It is probably partly because, you know, I like grindy things, you know. I like indeed grindy things. That would indeed be the kind of the grindy thing that I will be into, you know, as well. Of course, like, I don't want them to be too grindy because, I mean, I guess it differs in situations. Because most of the time I want the grindy part to be like I can like pay attention to it and also do these different things at the same time. Like in the case of shiny hunting, I can concentrate on this, but I also can do different things at the same time if I would like to, you know. But then again, every once in a while it's nice to be having the grindy things to be that, you know, you just have a game open and you do not care. are going to be going away for a few hours, you know? That's also nice. But I guess I most of the time would be preferring it to be requiring at least somewhat of attention. And I guess also with the grindy things, it also really depends on the situation. Like, is it too grindy for you at the time, you know? Because like there is like in some situations I like to do like grindy things, but then like you know the next day I don't want to do it at all because I'm not in the mood, you know. As I said, completely normal and you know fair enough. And I also guess because like even though sometimes I do like things that don't feel like grinding, they feel like grinding. And those are usually the grinding things that I don't like. Because I don't think that they are grinding, but they are grinding. Weird things. So is my Pokédex thing in here? This Minccino today. Only from the visible ones. I was thinking, would it be like Drifloon there as well, because there's been a decent amount of them. I don't mind the Minccino though. It is pretty shiny. As I said, I like it, but at the same time I weirdly find it disappointing. It's not bad, but it, you know, it could be better. You love when you have like mixed feelings about some things. I like it, it's cool, shiny and everything, but then again, it could be better. But then again, as I said, I don't really know what it could be. And I have said before that I wouldn't mind if it would be brown. And that is like coming from like what you see in the anime more. It is still present in the game though. In the games, but it's more apparent in the anime that it likes to clean things, so I'm like, you know, why wouldn't it become dirty? You know? Why wouldn't it? And I will say that I think we would be... At least I would be liking if we would be getting more of like... brown shinies, or like one of the like more exotic ones like that. Because we don't have too many brown ones. I mean, Swirlix, yeah, but... I personally see the main body to be, even though it's on the brown side, I see it as more of as a like yellowish. Definitely the ears are brown though. Definitely indeed. I do see it more of like a yellowish. I would wish I would be having more brown shinies. Not brown Pokemons that say brown, which are so many of them. Because I guess Farfetch would be counting. Because like it's interesting that so many of like brown Pokemons, they have green shinies. They do be. I'm glad though that like brown isn't a color that they are not using too much on Pokemon though, like they are like willing to use it. I like it indeed. It could just be on shinies more often. Because the thing is with like most of the brown shinies, my problem is with them is either that very rarely they stay like brown, or they go for like more orange or yellow look, which is, you know, fine enough. But I would like to more. It's kind of the thing with like, I would wish that we would be having more shinies that would be white as well. We have a decent amount of them, but there's also the ones that like are already white and kind of stay white. This is more referring to Alolan Vulpix. I know that it has a blue tune or pink tune, but it's quite white though. It's indeed a shame that some colors are indeed used more than others. What they do be. I'm like looking at the list of brown shiny Pokemon or an image, and I'm disagreeing with so many of them. Because apparently Arbok is one. And then there's the ones that, you know, like, they are already brown or have some brown normally, like Dickledge. And I'm like, I don't personally count that as much, especially because in some cases, like, the brown itself doesn't change. You know. And you really say that it's a brown shiny if the brown like literally stays the exact same. And apparently Cyndaquil line as well. I mean, I get it. Kind of. It definitely looks more brown than orange in like newer generations. It could be because I'm just so used to it being like more of an orange, so I find it weird. And apparently Kangaskhan is also brown shiny. I would like to disagree with that. Like, what do you actually mean by that? As I said, there is a problem with, like, is it more of an orange or yellow? Indeed. Because apparently Tyrogue is also in this image is classified as a brown shiny. And I have no idea why. Because the way that I have always seen Tyrogue is that it's grey body with blue accents. Could be just me though. Yeah, on this list there's like so many that actually doesn't belong in here because as I said they are like more yellow or orange than brown. And apparently also the... Oh god. Oh no, what have they done? Apparently the male version of Hippowdon that is definitely green is brown. My favorite brown shiny. Green Hippowdon. I mean, I get it, they were originally, you know. But the... Huh? Also Skido? Question mark? Oh yeah, we definitely need more brown shinies. There is a decent amount of them, but we need... But anyways... More color variety would be nice. I like colors. And I still don't know why, but I would absolutely love if they would be doing one day, like, a Pokemon game that, like, none of the colors make sense. It could be, you know, a spin-off or, like, a small game. I would absolutely love it, though. Just have one that makes absolutely zero sense. And I know that this one also would be kind of hard to be doing as well. But I would also kind of like to see for all the Pokemons that they could be having like actual real life like inspiration from, that they would be using those colors. Like the what is based on. Of course, would it be making it boring? Yes. Do most of them already have it on more or less on their shiny form or on their regular form? Yeah. And is there also ones that you can't really do it for because they are not really based on anything that would be easy to do it? Yeah. What? Still. I would absolutely love it though. But then again, would there be any sense on it? Probably not. Is there in most of my things that come to my mind? Absolutely not. There's no sense in them. It's like the thing of them, you know? Oh. Farfetch'd. How you do? Hmm. I don't know why, even though I don't mind the original, like, Cantonian one for Farfetch shiny wise. It probably would have been a little bit boring to do what I'm thinking could have been looking quite cool. I honestly would have liked it if there would be a little bit of green on the original shiny. Like in somewhere that isn't obvious, you know. I don't mind the pink. I guess my problem with the pink one is that in most games the pink will just it just looks so pale. In most games, for me, it looks like it's too pale. The Farfetch'd, the normal one, okay, the regular one of the original one, whatever my thing. Intonian one, I guess. So many of you has to be saying the same thing. Yeah. I guess I would like it. If it would be having a little more color. As I said, I don't know why, but for me, it just feels like it's not. Like it's like too pale. There's not like enough saturation in there. Because in some games it looks okay, but in some games it's like, eh. Also, it's. I know that it's supposed to be like a rare and ridiculously hard to be catching, but at the same time it's quite frustrating that it is indeed like that. Actually, let me take a look at Farfetch'd. So I don't mind the original colors to be like a fade brown. I don't mind that. That is like completely fine with me. Just don't know why, but there's just something about like the shiny one that is like too pale. I guess because usually like I like the shinies that like, even though it's not like too big of a change, but like they stand out quite well, you know. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's one of those like weird Pokemons and shinies in Gen 2. I mean, most of them are because of, you know, the limitations of the device and such. That is like drastically different from what we have now. It's like you could probably do more of an orange than brown in the Chodo games, the original ones from Gen 2. And then it like went to like more of like what we see nowadays, like the faded brown when it's shiny. It's not a bad shiny, but it is the case with most of them though, like they are not bad, but they could be better. Oh. Yeah, I guess I would be liking Farfetch'd shiny a little bit more, or quite a bit more, if it would be like vibrant of a pink that it gets. Like it doesn't, like as I said, it doesn't necessarily need to be changing color, even though I don't mind if it would be turning for some parts to be green. But still, let's make it a little bit brighter of a Red of a color. It's one of those, like, in my opinion, one of those like weird Pokemons that for whatever reason just like look pale on like some random like games. It's so weird. Mm. I guess probably today after I'm done with streaming, I probably will be taking a nap. I think that will be, you know, smart thing to do, of course, because, you know, the funny thing of, you know, not feeling the best. You know, trying to, like, rest well, so, you know, would be dodging the, like, worst possibilities. Also, one thing that I'm also very much looking forward to is that second Sunday in a row I need to be waking so early in the morning for me. I mean, the good thing is, like, after this one I can be going to sleep afterwards, but still. You know, usually it is indeed better to be having one long sleep than few smaller ones. It is indeed. Oh, there is another one. Yeah, I gotta wonder though, still about the second part of the DLC, that how easily is the version exclusives? How easy it's going to be getting the, or is it even possible to be getting regional variants? Because, you know, we have seen them, but are they like actually like available, like huntable there or not, is the other question. Because I would like to say yes, but I'm also kind of doubting it. Like, weirdly, you know. I mean, the big thing is that we are gonna be getting again all the starters to be available. Is it too necessary for like the first 4 generations? Because you could like relatively easily recently be hunting for them in the Grand Underground. But it's still nice that they are there, you know? Even though they're technically already back, but you know, the thing. It's definitely interesting Depending on like how is it, like are they like actually first of all huntable? I would like to say yes. At least if nothing else, Masuda, I guess, but no. No, thank you. I would very much love if they would be just, you know, available in the wild. Even though it kind of makes them to be painful to hunt if they are all in the same area because of the reason that usually there is not too much type other than like the grass, fire and water in the first form. There is some that will be breaking, you know, the thing, but like mostly they are like pure types. Which is, you know, fairly understandable, you know. Why wouldn't the first stage be just, you know, the grass, fire, water type? Why wouldn't they be? But yeah, at the same time it would be kind of nice. There would be more starters that would be getting the secondary typing. Especially one that would be lasting forever. In the first form as well. It doesn't make sense for most of them, unfortunately. And you know, still would be quite cool. It's interesting that they, as I said, they haven't done it too many times that, you know, the first stage starter is having a secondary typing. They really don't do it too often at all. And I can't count how many times I have thought that Mudkip is part ground type. I honestly don't know why it isn't. It's not like it would be like too out of the ordinary for it to be. If you ask me, it could be because I have been mixing it up to be a ground type. But yeah. In my opinion, it very well could have been. Very well it could have been indeed. Yeah, I guess I just don't really see why it couldn't be. Why it is so much water than the other two aren't, you know? Honestly, it's weird to think that even though I know that like water ground or groundwater, whichever way it will be, it's not that uncommon of a type. But I have always kind of seen it to be one. Even though there's a decent amount of them. But for whatever reason, in my mind, that is like very much of a type that is like almost nowhere, you know? Which is, you know, fairly true. Not completely, but you know. It's not like a ridiculous amount of them, but there's a, you know, decent amount. But I will say one thing that I'm very thankful for is that there's not that many like new normal flying types. And I will say I honestly would wish that they would be getting rid of some of the normal flying ones for like either adding the type that they like the evolution has, like in Uh, Fletchling's case? Anyways, that line. I think Fletchling is the smallest. But yeah, having like remove like I just don't understand why it isn't part of Fire Tribe, honestly. What is so less like a Fire Tribe montage? But yeah. Or like, if there is not like another tribe to be adding, just like remove some of the normal ones. I don't remember have I talked about this, but I think Firo and Spiro should have been pure flying types. Because that makes like the usual like fighting types from being neutral to being not very effective. And it also would be making quite a big difference between the PG and Spiro lines, which definitely shouldn't have been there in the first place. I don't know how likely it would be to be getting a regional variant for Firo/Spiro, but I would kind of like it. It could be because like I'm the type of person that doesn't really like them because again anime, and also like they are somewhat hard to be finding in the first place. It's not like ridiculously hard like Farfetch, but I still like somewhat rare. You're definitely gonna be having a PG before them. I don't know what they could be doing with the regional variant though for Spiro and Firo, or either of them. But still would be kind of cool. Thank you for spawning in something. Yeah. It's just interesting that flying was indeed the first one that was paired with every other typing, if I remember correctly. Considering how many normal flying ones there are. And there's a lot of flying ones because like it's not like flying is specifically for birds in the first place. If it would be, that would be like I guess more understandable. I don't know. It's just interesting indeed that there is plenty of other flying types. I honestly would kind of wish that there would be more, like... Yeah, though there is a decent amount of them, but I would wish that there would be more flying types that aren't like birds and such. I don't know why, but I would kind of like to see, even though it would be like kind of a sad Pokemon to be having. But I would kind of like to see one day to be getting a Pokemon that would be just flying in the winds because it's so light, like, you know, for example, trash bags to be doing that. Also, this is the first boostage Farfetch of the day. Cool. Yeah, it would be a sad Pokemon on its own, but then again, that makes sense. It makes sense indeed. Hello there, Ninkata. One of the only Pokemons that do be evolving into two. I know that it is kind of its thing, but at the same time, I don't think that at this point it should be the only one that does that. I know that Pokemon likes to concentrate more on like split evolutions or like the evolutions just looking different in some shape or form. But I mean, I wouldn't mind if he would be getting another like Ninkata situation though. It is such a shame that it's still like, you know, the only Pokemon that does it. Considering that there is quite a good amount of Pokemons that could be having it, you know? Like all of the Cocoon Pokemons could be technically having each. And would it be boring? Yeah, but I'm just saying that there could be more. What? I'm thinking, what if there would be a Pokemon? I mean, I know crazy thought, what if there would be Pokemons? What if there would be a Pokemon then that in the first stage it would be covered in fur or something else? When it evolves, it would be turning into like a thing without the fur and then like the fur parts. Kind of like the similar thing that we have with the Ninkata. But still like fairly unique. You know? I don't know what it could be though, but it could be cool. There could be like a thing that maybe like another Pokemon like nearby where it usually do be. There will be like a Pokemon nearby usually, and that then like takes control of the fur, like to hide in it or something like that. Maybe. Maybe. But we shall see. Silly things indeed. Wouldn't love the silly things though. Wouldn't love them indeed. Yeah. But yeah, I do be hoping the best of luck to anyone that do be hunting indeed. You have been able to find something today, or will be able to find something today indeed. Always to be hoping for the best of luck. There we go. Cat is on the move. Be complaining that she's hungry. The usual ways to be like that indeed. Guess that is most definitely the case. I mean, she is quite often hungry, but you know, still. Oh. Well, no, no matter. After I did accidentally run into this, the next one was definitely after this will be shining, and I will be definitely encountering it. No, unfortunately. One thing that I would kind of wish for in the games, like... Since there's like some Pokemons that like have attached to a certain number. Like Spiritomb, for example, it 108 like things and such, for example. I would kind of wish that they would be always in, if they are in the Pokédex, they would be always that number. Is more or less the idea behind them, you know. I understand that it will be quite hard to do because, you know, there's a lot of Pokemons. And, you know, only limited amount. But of course, like the national dex number, it is always, you know, there. But yeah. It's just a shame that we probably will never be seeing in Pokemon games like certain Pokemons to be having, be like seeing the like the national dex number, I guess, you know. It is indeed like that because like there's the thing that not that many Pokemon are gonna be in like every game because, you know, they are going to be it's gonna be a limited amount of them. It is, you know, fair enough, but it still would be quite nice. What if in one game the Pokédex would be not as like their like regular numbers in that specific region? It would be, you know, the national dex numbers instead. I will say that if you know the Pokédex like fairly well, it would be making it kind of easier to be completing like gaps in your decks. But then again, quite unlikely that they will be ever be having that, but could be cool indeed. Again, I don't know. When you're not paying too close attention. I mean, I wouldn't mind be getting a third one of you, but you know, I don't necessarily need it either. Oh, forward shifter though. It's always a good sign. Always need to be thinking the positive about things that you accidentally encounter. Always gotta do that indeed. One thing that I will say that I like quite a bit is that not too many of the regional variants like that don't make too much sense to be having it like have the original ones like typing, or at least usually it's only one of the typings. I quite like that because of course it makes it more unique, and yeah, would it really be making too much sense that like they would always be sharing one type with each other? I like more of the bold choices that they have made, like made a fire type into an ice type, you know, that's cool. But I also like the thing that even though they, you know, they look apart from the original ones, of course, I like the thing that they're still feeling fairly unique. There is some ones that I will say that kind of push it for me. But usually, if that's the case, the typing will be making quite a good amount of difference. But I also kind of want that they are not gonna be doing another... That they are not gonna be doing another fire type into an ice type. I've done it few times. It's not too bad, I don't mind it, but at the same time, you know, it could be more of a unique one. I mean, I don't mind either of the ice ones that we did get from fire ones. They are pretty cool. But then again, there is quite a good amount of options. To be journeying them into, you know. There is indeed. It's a lot of typings. More swirlix. I don't need any swirlix. I still kind of would wish that you could be turning certain things off. I mean, definitely it is nice that there is the thing that you can kind of do that. Kind of. What am I meaning by that is that if you just have everything else on the route collected apart from the thing that you're looking for, it will be showing in the recommended thing, and it will be having an increased spawn. Pretty neat thing indeed. And I mean, I will say that even though I haven't personally used it for anything, it is making quite a difference indeed. It does indeed. It is like, honestly, in my opinion, a very interesting feature that is only probably gonna be ever in this game. Which is such a shame because, like, why couldn't it be before? Like, sure, does most of people use it? No, but like the way that it's intended to be working as shiny hunting wise, like surely it makes it, you know, more likely for that Pokemon to be appearing, you know, on the routes. But you know, it also makes it easier to be shiny hunting. Then again, if you want to complete your Pokédex, it's always a thing there. I still will say that I absolutely hate that if you have, you know, the full... if you have completed the Pokédex indeed, have a shiny charm and everything. You don't need your shiny charm for this, but still. Is that if you have, like, completed the Pokédex, is that you can't see the recommended things anymore. Which I think is very much of a shame indeed. I think you should be able to maybe, I don't know, it could be like randomly selected the first time that you boot up the game, you know? Or something along those lines, but you know, make the cool feature to be still a thing. Because weirdly enough, for whatever reason, I'm myself quite tempted to be doing, you know, like encountering every possible Pokemon in the route. I don't know why. I did it like, I don't remember when, but I did do it like not that long time ago, but it was quite cool. That's 300 of the day. Let's go. Not a stop. Oh. Surprised it wasn't a random one. It's quite a long time there indeed, so I would have assumed it could have been either very well indeed. Okay, the next encounter then I will be hydrating. There we go. One thing that I will say though, even though even without like the shiny hunting in mind, I would personally wish that we would be having more as an opportunity to be having Pokemons appearing in when you're like making Hari. I like that it's somewhat rare, but I think it should be more of a thing. And it's indeed a shame that it doesn't work in all the areas. It really only works in routes. It's a few other areas, but like mainly in routes. And it's, I don't know, it is a little bit of a shame as well, like, why is it only one Pokemon? Because, it could be, let's say 3, for example, like there could be, like, more than one. I think that wouldn't be, like, too far-fetched either. There would be more there. I like the idea that it is so more likely that you will be able to be getting a rare Pokemon in the route or wherever it's possible. It makes sense. Doesn't really make sense, but it's nice. Like, maybe like those Pokemons that are rare are attracted to the food more. I don't know. Or like it could be, I mean it could be like anyways that they are like, a little bit shy. They don't want to really get out. It could be something like that indeed. It could be indeed. I honestly kind of wish that, even though it's not really the nicest thing, but I'm kind of wishing that some sort of like food making is gonna be like in Pokemon games going forward. Even would it be, you set up your thing and you make food and Pokemon are appearing, or would it be indeed the funny thing that you need to make something and then it attracts more Pokemons? I don't mind either way, as I said. I just think that it makes sense. I'm kind of hoping when we eventually will be getting some of the remakes of some of the Pokemon games. Especially the games, of course, where you can eat, like, normally, I guess. Like in the first games, like the ones that are making or made the remake out of. I would wish that those food things would be having some sort of a buff, even if it wouldn't be, overworld ones. Even if it would be just, random encounters. But I would kind of like that. But then again, it could be only a thing in, like, Paldea, they are only the only place that there is, like, special food that Pokemon's like. Even though there has been things that Pokemon's like that have been in quite a good amount of places. Ooh, far-fetched, I see. It's gonna be a random one, no. I guess. There we go. Just checking on a few things. Far-fetched, so far-fetched. How many of you I need to see? The one decides to be a different colored one. Yeah, I would be fine if this would be going like closer to odds. Not over odds, but closer to odds, you know. I still also want, yeah, I don't want to be going over odds. And again, I don't mind if this would be a longer one. I wouldn't mind that indeed. Oh, nice. Bunch of Minchinos, bunch of chances for a pink. There's gonna be a Stuffle, that's gonna be a pinko. Oh my god, Stuffle is pink! Stuffle is pink, no way! Oh, hello there. Surprised that there. Oh, hell, happily. Honestly, surprised that there hasn't been any Stuffles so far. Then again, it makes sense that I will be seeing a bunch of Minchinos because you know they are the recommended Pokemon on the Pokédex. mean, I wouldn't be minding to see a yellow Stuffle though. Oh, Swirlix. Yeah, where is all the Struffles? The Struffles should be relatively common in here. Is the Stuffle? Yes, I did see one. Oh, I don't want to fight you. I'll fight you indeed. I just want to run away, yeah? I mean, I guess you ask, you shall receive with the Stuffles. I was asking for them and they decided to show up. Oh, nice. That's so far a long chain. We haven't really gotten long chains so far. Maybe four chain of Farfetched. Aw, nothing. Mean. I know it is a small chance, but I mean it's a bigger chance than it normally is. Channels, they like to indeed show up thanks to the Pokédex boost. I'm very happy that it's not something like Drifloon. I don't mind a Drifloon, but at the same time, it's just gonna end up bothering me because, you know, it's another 5%. I would rather get the other 5% instead, you know. So, yeah. it's not a bad Pokemon, it's not a bad shiny. I have a few shiny Drifloons. Maybe one. Max like 10. I have a lot of them. You know, there's one of those Pokemons for me that I did get very lucky when I was playing Legends Arceus a lot. It was indeed. Oh. Did you spinning like... Do they countering or what? I don't know. You're weird. Game sometimes. Oh, hello, Swirlix Swiss boosted. Are you gonna be? No, you're not, thankfully. As I said, I don't mind it, but at the same time, I already have two. I don't really need a third one. I don't really need a third one, indeed. It's a cool Pokemon with the cool shiny. Same with the evolution. It's one of actually the weirdest Pokemon in that regard, because it is for me most of the time if a Pokemon looks like too goofy, I guess, that I might not like it as much. But I don't know, it works with you. Slurpuff as well. Of course, there's like nothing wrong with them. There's a bunch of goofy Pokemons that I like, but sometimes, you know, it's too much. And I guess I'm also quite happy that it's another dog that doesn't look bad, if you ask me. As I said, there is very few Pokemons that I dislike, but there is then some that I have very strong opinions on. Snubble. Yeah. I don't know, as I said, probably thanks to the anime than anything else. Because Stuffle was in the... Stuffle, yeah, it is indeed Stuffle now. Stuffle, Snubble. Was so annoying. I think I honestly would probably be having at least slightly different like opinion on it if it wouldn't be for the anime. Like, I don't think that I would be disliking it as much, what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't think that I would be disliking as much. I don't still think that I would like it as a Pokemon for sure, but you know, I would probably prefer it to be, you know, like staying out of my way. You know, not a bad Pokemon. It is a fairy type, I guess. It's such a shame, honestly, because I think that if Snubble wouldn't be fairy type, I think it would have made like fairy dogs to be cooler. Yeah, I don't know, as I said, it doesn't make sense that it is It is fairy. It is what it is though. I don't know why, but if they will be doing like Let's Go again for like Chodo games and like every game going forward, I'm wondering what will they will be doing with Whitney? Because most are saying that Whitney should be then a fairy type gym leader. Which makes sense. Because, you know, it can't be having the same party because, you know, Clefairy is just fairy, not a fairy normal. Or normal fairy. But yeah. But then again, it is... as cool as it would be, it's quite unlikely that we'll be getting another remake of the Chodo games. I think it's quite more likely that we would be getting a funny thing called... Yeah. I think we would be more likely to be getting, instead of getting a Chodo remake again, we would be getting something on the Switch that could be like running the DS games. I think that would be more likely.